Go. So I was the only one here to actually play the Digimon game because I actually kind of like Digimon, and I didn't know which game to choose, and I played a little bit of a few different games to just test them out. And there was one game that I played that was so fucking bizarre that I was like, all right, that's something I have to talk about. And it's a game that came out in 2022. It is Digimon Survive. That was my game for game time.
Oh, I
I'm
own that.
I played
sorry.
it.
I'm
I
sorry.
played it. Okay, let me talk because I played it on the Steam Deck, which it's like on the Steam Deck, it's like half compatible with it. My other choice was going to be Digimon World New Order, but that one I actually want to play more of, so I'm not going to do that one right now. I need to put more time into that. This I haven't played too much of, but I feel like with the kind of game it is, I'm okay with just talking about it. Digimon Survive. Before I actually talk about the game itself, it had a interesting development. It was announced in 2018, and it was going to be released in 2019. And that clearly didn't happen because it came out in 2022. At some point, the original developers switched, and they had to basically remake the entire game from scratch. So it led to a long development cycle for a game that should have never have a long development cycle because Digimon Survive is, I think a lot of people label it as an RPG, but it is not an RPG. Digimon Survive, and this is the way it's always been sold. It is a visual novel with tactical
Hmm.
battles. That's exactly what it is. There's no RPG elements except for the tactical battles, which are they happen at like scripted points in the narrative. So it's really not an RPG because there's not really any free choice except for like character interactions with the visual novel elements.
It's
Um,
a PG.
I yeah, it's a PG. It's a playing game, which I actually kind of enjoyed it. But it's so weird to hear about the development of this game having such a hard development for being a visual novel with tactical elements, and then also hearing fan reception because a lot of people review bombed this game because it came out and they were like, "Hey, this is just a visual novel." When the entire time they're in development, they were like, "We're just making a visual novel." And Digimon fans were like, okay. And then it came out and they all bitched about it because it's exactly what they told them they were making, which is kind of funny. I think this game is interesting because just like Cyber Sleuth, it skews Digimon for a older audience because the narrative so far that I've played is a little more mature. It's about a bunch of high school students. They're at like a summer camp thing. They're on like a little retreat to study, and they go to this shrine. And it turns out this shrine is haunted, and it's like capturing children. Children are disappearing. They don't know where they're going. So you come across some Digimon, and it's up to you and your gang of friends to solve it. And this is not like a Pokemon game or anything like that whatsoever. You have each character has an assigned Digimon. So your main character has like Agumon, of course, and then like the other characters have assigned Digimon for them, and those are the characters that you use in battle. So it's really like a standard party almost. So there's really no monster collecting elements to this game at all. But with that, I mean, from what I've played so far, the visual novel elements, if you're into visual novels, isn't terrible. The writing seems to be fine. The music and presentation seem to be pretty good. The tactical elements, though, like whenever you actually get into a battle, it goes to like a grid, almost like a I don't even fucking know, Shining Force or something, and like, or like a Final Fantasy Tactics, and you're on a grid, and like you can move the Digimon around and like defend and attack and like assist and stuff, but that all seems very surface level. There's not much depth to the combat, which is a little disappointing, but also is probably due to the fact that it's tied directly to a visual novel, so you can't really do much, outside of the combat anyway. So maybe they had to leave it kind of surface level. But yeah, it's a weird game, and I'm probably going to continue it. Like I haven't hated my time with it, but it's just with this game's weird development and what it's set out to do. Like I think I saw in an interview, like at the time in 2018, they were coming off of the success of Cyber Sleuth. But both of those games sold like I don't know, it was like 115 million or something. It was big for like Digimon. And they also have the World Series, which has been going on since like PS1. So Cyber Sleuth kind of fills the gap for turn-based RPGs. World fills the gap for like action RPGs. So they were like, what do we do? You know, this new idea. So a tactical RPG seemed to be the idea, but then they slapped on this visual novel element that seemed to take over the tactical RPG side of things, and it's just a weird hodgepodge of ideas.
Hmm.
I kind of like it. It's kind of interesting, and I'll probably keep playing it. But just be warned, if you ever go into it, like it's not an RPG. It's a visual novel first and foremost.
Okay.
Okay, I love Alex defending the people that made this game, like standing up for them, and
They told them exactly what it was.
Okay.
They were like, "Look, this is what we're making."
FYI, I pulled Steam up and pulled up this game on Steam. Are you ready for me to read the first sentence of what they wrote about their game?
Okay. And,
Here's what they wrote.
Go ahead.
Digimon Survive presents a hybrid visual novel and tactical RPG set
tactics.
in a mysterious world filled with dangerous monsters and deadly battles that will test your ability to survive. Where
Maybe the battles get harder later. I don't know. I'm not that far in.
you said that there was no monster collecting. One of the sentences in here says, explore otherworldly areas filled with hidden secrets and Digimon to recruit. So,
oh yeah, recruit. That's the word. You get them as like in your party, but you get a set amount of Digimon. You don't get to like capture them.
so
You want to know what my
there's-
physical copy says? So I went to my game shelf and I looked for the letter D, and I found Don Bradman's
Yes!
Cricket.
and what does it say?
Yeah.
Anything about
rated,
Digimon Survive?
rated 3 for Peggy.
I forgot that you bought that.
Peggy 3. The legend continues. Sir Don Bradman, a revolution in cricket and now an evolution in gaming. So take it from Don. Get Digimon.
So this game was entirely marketed as a tactical RPG. You saying just because in some like obscure interview they're like, by the way, this is really a more of a visual novel.
Dude, that's not an obscure interview. There's I forget the dude's name, but it's the main guy that's over Digimon. It was him.
It doesn't actually
so it's
say RPG on the box. It just says adventure. An unexpected adventure awaits.
Yeah.
It is.
Craft
It
your
is
story in this
it is-
thrilling visual novel with tactical battles. That's their.
See, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
So well, if you're
This is why PC. Everybody defends PC, but really, you're getting lied to.
Well, that's
you
a
can't
lie,
trust
too.
Everything you read on the internet.
that's a lie in the
That's not
back
true.
of the box.
This is a thrilling visual novel. That's what everything else.
If you like
is.
visual novels
How's
and
that a lie?
tactical RPGs, the tactical RPGs take up
It
what
just said-
percentage of this
it didn't say
game?
tactical RPG. It said with a visual novel with tactical battles. That's what Alex
Okay,
said. It has
what
tactical
percentage of this game has tactical battles? Would you say?
Well, I played 2 hours and I did 2 battles.
And how long were
So
those
that should
battles?
tell you.
How long
There
were
you
those
go.
battles?
Not very long.
Not
It
very
took
long.
Me, it took me no joke. It took me an hour before I saw a battle. I was like, "Is
An
there
hour?
a game in here?"
An hour before you
was
saw a
like-
battle. This is a great game, Digimon Survive.
Oh, come
these
on.
developers
But
can
it's
go.
been 2
I
hours.
think it's a good.
Listen,
I think it's a
that's
good
modern
visual-
gaming nowadays. You go in for an hour, and then you said the same thing for Dragon Quest Monsters. It's like 30 minutes of no
Oh,
game.
don't
So,
think
like,
don't think I'm not going to go off on that game either.
This is a battle. Yeah, this is
But
a
I'm just
battle right
saying-
here in the middle.
Okay.
Tactics, grid. I see a grid.
From my perspective, I think it's a cool visual novel with tactical elements. There you go.
There we go. It says it on the box.
Why don't they just sell it as a visual novel and remove the tactical RPG stuff? Anything about battles, just remove
I
it.
think it's because visual novels aren't a thing here, really. Like people don't really care about visual novels.
Are
in the
you
West.
suggesting that if they sold this as a visual novel, people wouldn't have bought it?
Yeah.
So why
That's
not?
People bitch
So
about it.
and therefore they lied about it and said, by the way, there's combat in it, and it's like, yeah, barely, like
There is.
like
Yeah, but
barely,
it's very surface level.
and that's
yeah.
why people have
It's-
an absolute right to complain about this bullshit game.
I was just saying though, they were pretty upfront about it though from the get go. At least in terms of the development. Maybe things changed when they switched developers because again, it was like I think Hyde finished it, but there was like some other company started it, and then they had to like restart development.
So you're saying that if you
This
followed
looks
the
like a
game,
visual novel first, though. If you're in it for a visual novel, then it sounds like it's interesting. I'm interested.
I
I'm
think
not like a big
it
visual
is
novel
interesting.
guy, you know.
Yeah, me either. It's like when I play it, I have to play it like small doses. Like I can't visual novel a lot. Like I've tried to, but visual novels just fucking after like 30 minutes to an hour, I'm like, oh, man, my brain hurts. I'm gonna do something else. Like I'm tired of looking at pictures of one person and like reading text. Like I want to do something.
pass.
Yeah, it's
It is
not a
a
Spencer
Digimon
game.
game for Diguary, so
I
I'm,
do think
you know,
it's
content.
I do think it's hilarious that it came out. They delayed it from 2019 to 2022. Had to redo the game, and it didn't have a chance because you know what it came out between Spencer games of 20 big RPGs and in 2022.
To anywhere near decent games, what are they?
It was sandwiched between and I could say this wrong because I don't know the game. It's but Live Alive, right? That one and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It was sandwiched between those two games.
Well, live alive, whatever that one is. That's kind of obscure, but yeah, Xenoblade
Well,
Chronicles
not
3.
not the remake. I feel like the remake was pushed pretty hard. On like
Yeah,
the
but
Digimon Survive might be the most enticing pick of those three.
No.
Depending who you ask.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is definitely big time.
Did you survive?
If you've put
Digimon
in the
Survive?
200 hours prior, I don't know.
No,
Did
you don't.
live?
You
Did
don't need to
live?
play the other two to play 3.
Do you need to play Live Alive to play Digimon Survive? They all have to do with life.
That's
Except
true.
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade has plenty to do with life and love.
You must have this little of a life.
Yeah, but can I
Get
hang
this
out
right.
with Agumon?
Yeah. Can I make
I wanna talk to him.
especially grim choices when I happen to also get in tactical battles along the way?
Oops, a battle.
It's
That's what it should be called.
Put that
so
there.
weird. So weird. Like all the newer Digimon games I've played, like Cyber Sleuth, Survive, and World Next Order, they're all like weirdly adult in some ways. Like Cyber Sleuth had like the sexual looking characters and stuff, and like hacking things. That game Survive has like a horror-ish element to it with like the haunted shrines and stuff, and like kids disappearing.
Yeah.
And then World Next Order has like a thing of like there's a whole thing of like your Digimon die and then they're reincarnated, so it's like they're expected to die, and it's like that's kind of fucked up. I don't think kids would like that very much. If like it's like no, your Digimon are gonna die, then they're gonna come back as something else. So I'm like, man, it's
the
Digimon's
circle.
weird.
Circle of life.
I think Digimon is a lost property. Everyone making Digimon games is very confused, and pull the plug, boys. This journey's over.
Bye bye, Bon Jovi.
It's making money for Bandai Namco, so I doubt it.
I'd like to see the returns.
All that visual novel crowd out there. The furry crowd is really getting into it, you know?
Yeah. I don't want their dollar.
All I'm saying is that you guys should get ready for Visual Novel Month.
Oh.
I actually, you know what? I would play that because I think that opens the door for Phoenix Wright.
I guess that is a
Phoenix
visual
Wright?
novel. Right? I mean, yeah. You're technically right.
I'm game.
I've never thought about Phoenix Wright as being a visual novel, but yeah.
Hope there's
I don't know
no
what we'd
objections.
map out, but
Agumon objects.
I hope you signed up for Professor Layton's class. It's a puzzle game. What am I saying?
Objectamon.
Objectamon.
All right, well, that was Survive. Did you guys survive the
survived.
review?
Yeah, we did. We made it.
All right.
Did
Digimon
hear it.
fans, you can leave now because we're not talking about Digimon for the rest of the episode.
Tylord, come on in.
Just kidding.
Welcome back. Timestamp starts here. Digimon, non-Digimon, Diginon.
Digigone.
Oh, dude, I love
Yeah,
naan.
bye.
Like good, like at like an Indian
Pita?
restaurant. You can, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
naan. Oh man,
Oh yeah.
that was one of many Indian food jokes I'll be making this year.
Pretty straightforward. Year of the
We're going
Indian
in some
food joke.
weird new directions.
Next month I'll be talking about samosas. Get ready.
I can't wait to see how much favor you curry.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Dude, I love curry. Oh my god.
Yeah. We'll see who's the GOAT this year. Spencer, you're up.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.